This is part 11 of We Spread by Ian Reid. So Penny now has a plan. She goes into the living room, grabs a bunch of puzzles out of a cabinet that she could create a distraction in order to talk to Hilbert. She went to his room, laid out the puzzles, and she's like, "Hey Hilbert, let's hang out. I want to ask you a few things." He seemed kind of confused. She starts talking to him. She lays out a puzzle that they both agreed on doing, which was of a forest scene. She mentions, hey, thank you for modeling for me yesterday so I could paint you. He was confused. He's like, I didn't do that. When did I do that? Hilbert, yesterday. I painted you. You let me paint you for like an hour. Oh, that's cool. Did it turn out good? I mean, yeah, I'm still working on it. You okay? Oh, how's the mass on your neck? Can I see it? It did seem to grow a little bigger, but he didn't remember any of this conversation. He's like, what are you talking about? Mass on my neck? What are you... You okay, Penny? So they're chatting and they're doing this puzzle, and Penny's getting a little more and more confused. Like, damn, is he sliding that quick? I mean, he's not that old, but his mind seems to be fraying a little bit. Hilbert's a really smart guy, so he starts on this kind of ADHD tangent about a pando. He went on and on and on about mathematical equations in the infinite and something called a pando found in nature. A pando is a genetic root system that forms together in nature that creates a hive mind of sorts. And he began to go on and on and on about describing different similarities of a panda, kind of like fungus or some plants or tree root systems, how they can communicate, and they're kind of just one. And then he mentions that Shelly has a plan for us and we might be a pando, but he didn't outright say that. So a little bit after that, Penny went back into her room and things immediately started getting weird. Shelly left some dessert and tea from dinner on her desk. It was a cherry pie and green tea, I think. Penny didn't want to eat it. She's like, there is something wrong with this tea and dessert. There's just something that looks wrong with it. So she mashed up the cherry pie a little bit with her fork, and it had the consistency of melted cheese. And the tea looked wrong too. So she set it aside and she's like, I am not eating this. And the room was silent, uncomfortably so. And then she realized she was wearing her noise-canceling headphones, and she does not remember putting on those headphones at all. When did those get on there? She was getting freaked out. She pulled off the headphones, and then her arms started to itch and burn. So she scratched it, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is awful. It feels like it's everywhere." So she ran over to the mirror, and she noticed her face for the first time, looking so old. She aged significantly. Her skin sagged off of her body. She was covered in bumps and rashes, and she lifted up her shirt to see those raised bumps and fungus all over her stomach. She was panicking. She was sweating. She was on the verge of screaming and crying, and her face looked strange. It looked like a mask. It hung loosely off of her face. She reached up and she tugged on the skin on her face, and it just ripped right off. And underneath Penny's face was Ruth. The voice of Hilbert echoed in her mind, talking about a pando, a hive mind. They were all the hive mind. They were one. Shelly wanted them to be one hive mind. Penny screamed and panicked. Penny woke suddenly in her bed. I was asleep? That was a nightmare? I don't remember going to bed. I don't remember going to bed. When did that happen? And the room was so dark, like uncomfortably so. What time was it? She didn't know what time it was. But the room was so dark, but out of the very corner, the darkest part of the room, she noticed Ruth standing there, scowling at her, wearing Penny's clothes. Penny screamed, and Ruth screamed with her. And after the silence quickly broke afterwards, Ruth stood staring at her, and she's like, all we do here, we have to go to sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. All we do is sleep. We sleep, and we eat, and we eat, and we eat, and we forget. We stay here forever. Jack heard them scream, so Jack ran in, saw Ruth in there. He's like, get back to bed. Come here, come here. Grabbed Ruth, started taking her out of the bedroom. And as Jack was leaving, Penny, I think, finally realized something, and she just blurted it out and told Jack, I can't be here. All Shelly wants is time. All she wants is time. She doesn't have enough time and she's afraid of losing it. She's making us live forever. I cannot be here. Jack said nothing and he just left.